Hello guys, I'm back again with yet another video. Well, I've received a few requests from some students that they would like some help on the reading module of IELTS, and today I'm going to do a very quick tip, some of my personalized suggestions on what can be done about the reading test, how to manage time properly, what are the skills that you will need, and a general overview of the reading test. I will do some more detailed videos on each types of questions being asked on the reading test, but for that you will have to wait for a little while. So let's begin. So obviously reading test is a timed examination. You have 60 minutes in which to solve and answer 40 questions. You should also keep in your mind that you have to copy those answers in a separate piece of paper that will be provided to you on the exam day, called as the answer sheet. So if you don't manage to copy the answers within the 60 minutes given to you, you will not get any marks. So please make sure you do keep it in your mind. So let's begin by talking about time management at first. I suggest spending 20 minutes on each of the 3 essays that will be asked. Many teachers suggest spending 17 minutes for the first one, 20 for the second one, and 23 for the third one. So they might have their reasons, but I personally would believe that spending 20 minutes on each of the 3 essays should get the job done. So let's move on. Don't read too much. Okay, this might sound a little bit strange to you guys, but this is actually the reason why you don't manage to finish your test within the 60 minutes time given to you. You start reading way too much than necessary. So what you need to do is to spot the location at first and then read a few lines only. Make sure when you do read, you understand what you're reading. There is no point just running through the text and not understanding anything. So that is why most of the students waste their time. So please make sure you understand the question first and then spot the location on the text, then read a few lines only. You don't need to read everything. Moving on, the next one, follow your instructions very carefully. If you're asked to write true, false, and if you end up writing yes instead of true, even though you understood everything, you will still get 0. If the instruction tells you to write true, make sure you write true and not yes. And also pay attention to the word limit that are given to you in the instruction. If the question tells you to write an answer within 1 word, make sure you circle that instruction and then write only 1 word. If you use 2 words, you simply get 0 for that again. So let's move on. Next tip, strength and weaknesses. Make sure you know your strengths and weaknesses before going for the final examination. Some students love solving fill in the blanks. They find it very easy. They find it not waste a lot of their time. But at the same time, some other students might find the same question difficult. So make sure you know your strength, you know your weaknesses, and always give enough time to your strength and minimize the amount of time that you waste on your weaknesses. Okay, while doing practice, yes, it is a good idea to work hard on your weakness. But on the exam day, I would definitely not suggest doing that. If you know that your accuracy is very high when it comes to fill in the blanks, make sure those types of questions get enough time. Don't try to save time by minimizing the amount of time you spend on things that you are pretty sure about. Those are the opportunities where you can score full marks. So make sure you give it enough priority and make sure you spend enough time on your strength. So let's move on. Next thing, quantity, compare, numbers, negatives. These kind of stuff, whenever you see them, pay double attention to them. With quantity, I mean words like few, any, most of. These kind of words have the potential power to change your answer altogether. So make sure you pay enough attention to these kind of words. Whenever you see comparative language, so Japan and UK being compared, so please reread the text. There is a very good chance that you will fall into the trap set by the examiner. Numbers. With numbers, we tend to take it too easy. So whenever you see 300, you just look at the text, you find 300, and you end up answering in a wrong manner. So they don't give you any free marks in IELTS. Remember that. So even if you find a question very easy, make sure you double check it and give it enough time. And whenever there are negative words, for example, underappreciated or undervalued, so always pay attention to those words. They might even use double negatives at times. So please make sure you pay enough attention to these kind of stuff. Moving on, copy your answers. So as soon as you finish the first essay that you have to do, please make sure you copy the 13 questions that you have solved into your answer sheet. If you can do this for the first and the second essay, you will at least make sure you copied 26 answers and you are likely to get good scores. But on the other hand, if you leave it till the very end, you might start panicking and you might not get time to copy everything within the 60 minutes. So if that happens, even though you have solved a particular question on the question booklet itself, you will not get any marks for that. So one more suggestion I would like to give you, when the time says 55 minutes, simply stop reading. So if you could not solve the problems in 55 minutes, in the last 5 minutes, no magic is going to happen. So pay attention to your answer sheet instead. Make sure all the boxes are filled up properly. Make sure you have guesses in. So let's say if you have left a few questions behind, put some guesses. Don't feel shy. IELTS does not have negative marking. So take advantage of that. And when the clock says 55 minutes, simply stop reading, fill up all the blank spaces on your answer sheet, and then go back to 1 or 2 questions that you can solve in the remaining time. But this is very important. Don't leave it till the last second. They will not give you any extra time whatsoever. Okay, there's one more thing that I would like to quickly tell you today, ordering of the questions. Okay, many students might want to do it in their own ways. That is absolutely fine. But I personally love solving headings in this particular order. So I like doing headings at first, then a question which says which paragraph contains the following information. Then I move on to blank spaces. It could be summary, it could be diagram, it could be table, or whatever be the question which has blank spots. Then I like solving match the followings. Then I move on to multiple choice questions, and I keep true, false, not given, or yes, no, not given at the very end. Let me tell you my reasons behind this particular hierarchy. I keep these two at the very end because I always can guess the answer. So if I guess something out of the 3, I have a good chance, 33% chance of getting it right. So if I try to do the same here, I might not have any chance whatsoever, right? So by keeping these types of questions at the very end, if I don't manage to finish my test within time, I still can attempt all 40 questions confidently. And if the last 5 questions, let's say, were true, false, not given that I could not do, I would put not given in all the answers. So by doing that, I might get a couple of marks. And those couple of marks could be the decider between 5.5 and 6, or even 7 and 7.5. So headings, well, to solve headings, you will have to read each paragraph at a time. So when you do headings at first, you at least know which paragraph contains what type of information. So once you have that knowledge, it becomes easier for you to solve other types of questions. Which paragraph contains the following information? This type of question also requires you to solve each paragraph at a time, or you have to read one paragraph at a time. Once again, when you do these 2 questions up front, you know the location of the information being kept in the essay, and it will be much easier for you to spot the location for blanks or matching or other types of questions. So this is the order I generally tend to follow when I do the reading test. I hope these tips were helpful to you. Good luck with your exams, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video has been helpful to you guys. Thank you.